Hey everyone, it's the Snowman, TooLoud2oMusic.com. We are welcome to a surprise episode of The Collection. It's a show I recorded about a month ago and decided to hold on to it because the anniversary was coming up for this album. And today is that day, August 3rd. And on August 3rd of 1987, Hysteria was released, the band's biggest album to date and one of the biggest albums of all time. And so we're going to go through that and show off everything I have in my collection that is related to Hysteria. So I hope you enjoy it. Let's get to it. Hey everyone, it's the Snowman with TooLoud2oMusic.com. Welcome back to the collection. This week, we're going to dive deep into an album that is one of my favorite albums. It came out on August 3rd, 1987, and it was after a 4-year long wait. We finally got the new Def Leppard album, Hysteria. This copy I have is on original pressing. It's still got the hype sticker, 12 songs in 63 minutes. And then I think $6.96. I mean, you can't beat that. You're definitely not going to pay that low of a price for an album nowadays, especially if you find Hysteria, it's going to cost you more than $7 now. Um, but this album was huge, and I know there was a lot of struggles with the band getting it done. It was 4 years after Power Mania, and they went through multitudes of issues, and one of those issues being producers. Uh, Mutt Lange, who had produced High and Dry and Power Mania, was unable to produce the next one. He had turned it down. So they went through several producers, and they ended up with Jim Steinman from the Bat Out of Hell fame and Meatloaf. But they did not get along very well. It didn't work out at all. It was so bad they ended up paying him out of his contract. And fact that it had to pay him out and it took so many years to produce. They got Mutt Lange in. These guys needed to sell 5 million copies of this album just to break even. So it was kind of crazy. The other big obstacle they had was the car accident with Rick Allen, and he lost his arm. Um, Tragic event. I remember hearing the news. I think it was what, New Year's Eve. So New Year's Days, I think I heard the news about what had happened. Um, for a drummer to lose an arm, you'd think that pretty much is the end of it. But they stuck with Rick, and which is a great thing that they did. He learned how to drum again with a new drum set with the electronic drums, and you all know the history behind all that, so we won't go into that. But with all those multitude of problems, it did take 4 years from the last album to release it. Um, they had 7 singles off this album, which is back in that day, only Michael Jackson kind of did that kind of stuff. They ended up selling 25 million copies. So they got to their 5 million and then some. So it went diamond status. It was just a juggernaut of an album. So we'll just kind of walk through what I have in the collection as you saw the album. And then on the back was this little thing here. Um, And we have the inner sleeve, which has kind of a story of what went on during that time. And then nice picture of the band here live at the top. What was that? 84 to 87. Um, and then I also have a newer version of Hysteria. I have the version that came with the volume 1 box set, the collection. So I have a new version on that one, but I still like the old version. I also have picture disc, which is that, and then a great picture of the guys on the back. Um, I don't normally buy picture discs, but it's Hysteria. I had to have that one. I also have it on cassette. Um, as you can see there, still got the sticker. Yeah, I paid $8 for it. I know. Uh, nice little clear copy. But the one nice thing about it, it did have all that same information that was on the other jacket, and then stuff about the albums they had. So had a lot of great stuff in it. If you folded it out, And not a lot of these J cards do. Sometimes there's just nothing in there. So this was a good one to have. So got it on vinyl, have it on cassette. I do not have an 8-track, but my CD copy is now the box set, um, which I love the box set. Um, it is massive, as you can see. It comes with it comes with 5 CDs and a DVD. So you get the original album, then you get 2 discs of rare tracks and B-sides, rare remixes, and those type of things. Disc 4 and disc 5 is In the Round in Your Face Live, which we have the video for that, but now we have it on CD. And then the final DVD, which actually there's 2 DVDs. DVD 1 is called Visual History, so it gives you all the videos from that, from promotional shots. And then DVD number 2 is the classic album DVD. If you've seen that one, it just goes the story about Hysteria, and then a lot of bonus material with the band, and then some videos of stuff. And there's a lot of things in the box set. One of the things I like is the discography. Um, it gives you every printing of the album, of all the singles, everything you from across the globe, of all the different things for that, all the CD singles, the 7-inch vinyls, the vinyl albums. It's just chock full of all of that stuff. Um, it also gives you a nice little replica of the tour book, which I actually have a full tour book up there. And what's nice about that, it does have that little triangle, as you can see, that opens up. Um, so this was a nice little thing to have. Um, it also comes with a book, the Big Book of Hysteria. Well, it's not that big, but it is a great little book with a nice the story basically of everything that's gone on, information on the songs from every disc and the credits and all that. Some great pictures of the band. Some really, really good stuff. Um, and if that wasn't enough, you even have this book from Ross Halfin, Portraits of Hysteria. So it's a bunch of pictures that Ross took. He's kind of been photographing the band for a long, long time. And then the last extra little bonus thing is this massive poster. It's all folded up. But as you can see, you get a poster promoting the album and then stuff. So a lot of cool little extras in there. Of course, you get the albums. And then if you piece all of these pieces together, um, I'm sure it's somewhere, got it backwards. There we go. It will make the album cover if you piece all the discs together. So they really do a great job with this. Big fan of it. So I got rid of my other CD as a result. I love the inside of the box with the Union Jack. That is awesome. I still have the sticker from the 30th anniversary edition. Just a great set. I mean, chock full of music and DVDs. You just can't beat it. This is the way you do a box set. Um, Lots of little extras, unreleased tracks, um, just a lot of good stuff. So I would recommend, if you're going to get it, just go all out and get the big box set. But that's not the only box set I have on Hysteria. I also have the singles box set. So you can see, there we go. And then it gives you all the singles from the album and then some. It actually gives you a couple additional ones. Um, so what's nice about this is just you can take the covers like you could. Now, if you bought these covers individually when they came out back in the day, you were able to piece together the album cover with it. Here's the Hysteria box set sticker and still all the wrapper. It gives you a discography of the 7-inch vinyls and goes into information about each of the albums, just like the big box set does, but this does it just for the singles. And I remember I had all the singles back in the day. I would go get them on the vinyl or the CD singles or whatever, but I never was able to piece the picture together. I never got the one that had the extra sleeves in there. Um, so we'll kind of walk through these. I mean, I remember the very first single that came out here in the US was for women, and I'm having trouble finding it. It was for women. Yeah, here we go. This one was awesome. The B side of this was Tear It Down. And that was the one great thing about their singles. They always had a B side that was an unreleased track, whether a live version or a brand new song that that didn't make the cut of the album. Tear It Down was probably one of the best B sides they've ever had. They ended up putting it on the next album in a different, slightly different version. Um, so it was really that they did a really great thing with that. And then the next one, Animal. B-side is one of my favorites as well. I Want to Be Your Hero is the B-side. Another great song. Um, so we're trying to piece this together. We're not going to be able to do that. I don't have anything I can do that with. I don't really have the order in fine. So we're just going to go through them. We've got Hysteria for the top of the album cover. The B-side is a remake of Ride Into the Sun. That was on their original Def Leppard EP that came out before On Through the Night. Um, this is just a different tel take on that song. We got Love Bites, which, if I'm not mistaken, was their only number one song. Surprisingly, they had three of the seven singles went to top five. Love Bites, B side, is Billy's Got a Gun. This is one of my favorite songs from them. It's very sophisticated, very elegant. The video is really classy. It's just you know, just one of their best well-written songs. One of the cheesiest songs they had as a single was Armageddon It. Um, this one had a really strange B-side with Release Me, and it was by the band Stumpus Maximus and the Good Old Boys. Basically, Stumpus was one of their roadies, and he came in and did the singing, and then the Good Old Boys, of course, is just Def Leppard playing it. But it is a track sung by someone other than Joe Elliott. The biggest hit off this album was Pour Some Sugar on Me. This one took the album where they were still not selling, and then once that song came out and that video hit MTV, it just everything exploded at that point. And anything they released after it was just solid gold at that point. This one has another cool track, Ring of Fire. I'm telling you, the B-sides on this, the original songs are just phenomenal. Um, this was the single for Rocket, very glam song. And this one has Women as the live version. Rocket, I think, was the seventh single. So the last one to finally come on the album. Very different, very electronic. Um, a lot of shout outs to their heroes from the 70s and just a really cool song. I do like that one. Uh, and then that was kind of it as far as their main singles. I do have a different version of Animal. It's just got Animal on both sides. I don't know if this has, yeah, this has Tear It Down on there as well. So we have an extra version of that. Then they gave us two other singles on this just to fill out the picture in the box set. So we get Love and Affection, and the B side is just Don't Shoot Shotgun. Um, And then we have, to finish it all off, we have Excitable with Run Riot as the B-side. So we got almost every song here from that album. Gods of War is probably the only one that's really not on these singles that they put out. Which Gods of War is, it's one of those epic songs they have on every album. They have, Die Hard the Hunter on one, they have Gods of War for that, White Lightning on Adrenalize, Paper Sun on Euphoria. These really big sounding, big epic songs. So I really do like this box set. And if you piece together, it will make the picture of the album. So now, as I was showing the big CD box set, it was talking about In Your Face, In the Round. I do have the DVD for that here also. So now I've got the CD and now I have the DVD. And I also have the laser disc of that one, which is really cool. Um, so it's the whole show on a laser disc. No, I do not have a laser disc player. I was buying the Hysteria uh, tour program because I never bought it when I actually went. I saw 3 shows, never bought one. So went on to eBay and bought a tour book, and the guy also included this. So for the same price as most everybody else was selling just the tour book, he had that plus this. So I could not resist, and I had to get the laser disc. I think it's the only laser disc I actually own. Uh, I I've never played it, never will be able to play it, but really I just thought it was cool to have in the collection. So that is everything I have on Hysteria. That just is the album. Like I said, I have a tour book. I actually have some of the original singles, but since I showed the box, I didn't want to show it. Uh, it is one of their best albums. It's not the best. I think High and Dry is their absolute best. Um, but it was glad it came out. It was very different. This one thing I liked about their first 4 albums. From On Through the Night to High and Dry, it was very different. From High and Dry to Power Mania, very different. And from Power Mania to Hysteria, very different. They changed up their sound, and it was more British heavy metal, new wave of British heavy metal. The first album, straight up rock. Then they start getting a little more poppy, and then with Hysteria, it was more of a pop album with a rock edge to it. So a very significant change from their debut to that one. Then when you go to Adrenalize, to me, Adrenalize is Hysteria 2, and therefore not as good because that sounds the same and it doesn't give me any. We'll talk about that one another time. I'm not a real big fan of that one. But this is Hysteria. Um, a lot of people don't like it. I love it. So hopefully you do too. If you watch this, then you must probably, because otherwise, why would you spend this time looking through this stuff? Thank you for watching, and we'll be back next week. And I think that's all I have for you. So have a great day, and we'll see you next time on the collection.